Thank you again for giving me a second chance to speak. I know my voice here is quite different from most of the voices you've heard today. And when I'm talking about people who feel harmed by circumcision done to them as a child, I'm talking, and as he said, people do not attribute the problems they have to circumcision, because when they're a child and they're circumcised as an infant, a lot of the complications they do not know are caused by circumcision. They just think this is normal, how my body is, especially like in a country like the United States, where people do not see each other naked. I know in Finland, we all go to sauna. I live in Estonia. We go to sauna, we see each other naked. You see your family naked. And people understand their bodies a little bit better with more open cultures like that. But in the US, a lot of people I know, growing up, when you talk about masturbation, like, oh, it bleeds every time. Because the skin is so tight, and they remove so much skin, that the skin tears. Or erections were really painful, because the skin is tight and cannot accommodate the penis when it is fully erect. Now, they don't know that this was caused by circumcision. They just think this is normal. And when I was 16, I, was growing up in the United States. You don't see each other naked. Whatever my penis looked like was normal. And then when I was 16, I did some research. What is circumcision? What is the foreskin? And I'm like, so that's what a penis naturally looks like. That's what's supposed to be there. That makes sense. And the idea of removing it did not make sense. So as far as, why do I feel so violated and damaged? I don't have any of the complications I mentioned, like extremely tight skin or bleeding. But I know I've met people with these problems, many people with these problems, and they never understood why. I do have painful urination sometimes because of meatal stenosis, which occurs very commonly when you circumcise infants. Now, this is just seen as normal because it's, the urethra shrinks when you circumcise someone as an infant. The urethral opening gets smaller. It's called meatal stenosis. And normally it's not treated because they still can urinate, but they never attribute this, that this is a problem or this is not abnormal. But as far as why I feel so violated by this and why so many people I know feel so violated by this, the foreskin is a very important sexual organ. It's a part of the penis. There's not a certain line of how much of the penis you can cut off. There's this amount of the penis can be removed. How much of your genitals now, whether you're circumcised, a man or a woman, how many of your part of your penis or of your vulva can be removed without it affecting sex? I'm probably thinking most of you think, well, if you removed any of this tissue, I would have less sensation. There would be less there. This would be problematic if tissue from my genitals were removed right now. And this doesn't change when you do it to an infant. When you do it to an infant, they just don't know because they never had the opportunity to have their whole body. And that feeling of not ever having the opportunity to have my whole body makes me feel very, very violated. And I am not alone.